fort, je garde ma puissance. Soldats prussiens, passez votre chemin. Moi je ne suis qu'une enfant de la France. À l'ennemi, je ne tends pas la main. À l'ennemi, je ne tends pas la main. Tout en priant sous cette cathédrale, ma mère est morte sous ce porche écroulé, frappée à mort par l'une de vos balles, frappée à mort par l'un de vos boulets, frappée à mort par l'un de vos boulets. Mon père est mort sur vos champs de bataille, je n'ai pas vu l'ombre de son cercueil, frappé à mort par l'une de vos balles. C'est la raison de ma robe de deuil, c'est la raison de ma robe de deuil. Vous avez eu l'Alsace et la Lorraine, vous avez eu des millions d'étrangers, vous avez eu Germanie et Bohème, mais mon petit cœur, vous ne l'aurez jamais, mais mon petit cœur, lui, restera français.
What's up guys, Diplex here again. Welcome back to Rob's Realism mod and Men of War Assault Squad 2. Very excited to be back here with another epic battle. Today we're on a map sent to me by Avex. This is some fantastic work. Love the map itself. Love all the custom bunkers, the trenches. It's simply a very nice looking Maginot line, yes. So we're doing like a frontal attack, and historically the Germans invaded northwestern Europe, more precisely Flanders, the Netherlands and Belgium, in order to circumvent this line. This line was prepared for many years after World War I, and its goal was to further prevent any future German invasions of France. It was one hell of a bloody line. At least the fortifications on the French-German borders. There were still some fortifications, but more minor, on the border of Belgium and France. In case, of course, the two countries north of France were to be invaded, they couldn't simply roll that easily into northwestern France. But I'm not sure what the French were thinking. Would Germany really hesitate to invade Belgium and the Netherlands to circumvent the Maginot Line? Yeah, I think the Germans would. At least Hitler, and he did. So, what if? Well, what if they attacked a very ready Maginot Line head-on, you know? I mean, of course, the Maginot Line was sooner or later attacked, but not that kind of early blitzkrieg right on. It would be kind of like taking a very sharp and fast knife and striking a concrete wall with it, right? Now, if that concrete wall was like wood on the back, it would have, or even like butter, I suppose, then that would have been attacking the line from the northwestern flank after invading Belgium and all that stuff. So that's what they did properly. But you know what? Without further ado, let's click start. There's not much else to say here and to look at. I mean, there's plenty of things to look at, which is the line itself. Beautiful bunker complexes. It's gonna be one hell of a fight. The map is big, and it's all mine. And you know what, Avex? Thank you so much. This is fantastic. I'm looking to release a map pack later with maps from all my various mapper contributors, so to speak. Or contributors. That's something else. It's probably nothing at all, actually. But that would be like a glorious 100 map pack. With like Star Wars Galaxy at War maps and World War II maps and, you know, all kinds. Oh, some of the auto cannons up here. On top of some of these bunkers are being attacked, or are engaging the enemy rather. The Germans are rolling in with Panzer first, or Panzers, various kinds. We've got Panzer II, we've got Panzer 38, we've got Panzer 1. With the twin MG34s. We've also got Panzer 3s and 4s, the earlier kinds that were used during the Battle of France, 1940. We also have some supporting infantry rolling in, dismounting, and attacking. Infantry has always been key in every battle, but in this instance, they're used as a supportive element of the tank instead of the other way around. This time the tanks are in the spotlight, obviously even trying to punch through these kinds of fortifications is going to need some kind of armor. And German artillery and Air Force has been kind of hammering the positions recently. We see plenty of craters around here, and even some of the positions have been destroyed. I'll show you that later. So the Germans are giving it all they've got. Some guns I want to show you that look freaking awesome are the kind of retractable turrets up here on the wall. Now the French built guns that could be raised and lowered above ground. Now these are obviously hired here because, well, they're in combat mode, so to speak. But that's cool. That's some steampunk stuff right there. This is a fantastic bunker. Everything made from scratch. I mean, I'm always amazed by what people can do, and this is no small feat. This is very good stuff. We've got a mortar position over here. We've got some Hotchkiss guns, I believe. Yeah, a pair of those for anti-infantry. We've got some other guns over here, and even a smaller, what is this, 27 mil, 20 mil AT gun. It looks very small. Dude, the fort guns up there, they got me, man. They're freaking fantastic. More German armor rolling in here to the right. So they're going in like a wave instead of hitting everything at once. They send in a few tank squadrons at a time, moving to the east here, moving to the right. This could be the north, I suppose. East would be further into Germany, so that wouldn't make much sense. Got a Panzer 38T, a Panzer 2 back there, and a Panzer 1. Carrying some early war grenadiers as well. We're looking at K98s, MP40, possibly MP38, I suppose. Depends on. And of course the K98, the classic. The backbone of the German army. From start to finish. So they're going to be focusing on the defenses over here. We have a nice bunker complex and a French Char B1. Is it Char Bis or is it Char B? Charby. Sounds like a burger joint in America. Welcome to Charby's Burger. And an AMR 35. And these two tanks are working side by side here. So, interestingly enough, a lot of, historians and whatnot say that the German army could have been beaten. It could have. Technologically and manpower and numbers-wise, the French were superior at the time of Battle of France. And even before, when Poland invaded Germany, France more or less sat by, or the Allies in general. If they would have struck Germany at the time, I think the war would have looked very, very different, to be honest. I'm surprised. I'm surprised they didn't. Because the Poles put up good resistance. Obviously, it was short-lived, but it was good resistance. It was not like the invasion of Denmark or Norway. And it would have given the Western allies enough time to attack. Let's have a little discussion in the channel below. What do you guys think would have happened? A lot of historians and whatnot say that and claim that France could have very well done it greatly if their generals would have been better. I think France had a leadership problem at the time. Perhaps stubborn and old-fashioned generals instead of the new breed that was needed for that kind of warfare many, many, many years later than World War II. And I think some kind of glory and pride in winning World War I, some kind of stubborn, a stubborn will to not adapt and to hold yourself at a superior level cost them the war, initially at least. Of course, France was ultimately victorious, but a very different kind of France and a very, very supported France by the rest of the Allies. So, interesting to think of. Let me know down below. The second wave of armor is rolling in. They're getting further, but these bunkers are hard to beat, man. And we have a little tank platoon down here doing lots of damage as well. Infantry starting to get closer, the ones who aren't gunned down by the machine guns inside the bunkers. We see two French machine guns here going at it. It's cool, man. Like, I don't know what to say. I think we should be expecting some dive bombers soon to join the fight. These bunkers are very well camouflaged and hidden, but command tanks at the front and spotters can call them out. Give the pilots currently also doing strike runs here a good idea of where they're placed. More tanks are approaching the right here. We've got another tank squadron kind of moving more to the left instead of heading straight for the entrenched positions further back. They want to kind of circle this position over here and get to it. I can't get over how cool this is, though. This is perfect. This, like, a map is half the video. Of course, the battle on it is very important, too, and for it to be enjoyable, I gotta be in a good mood as well, and things just have to kind of run well, but a good map it has to be the foundation to a good video, or at least a good battle, no doubt. And I think this hits the spots. A lot of mappers map maps without really thinking about the gameplay of it. I mean, as a still image, or a video tour, or like a, what do you call them, a diorama, or a diorama? Diorama, right? I think that's the right word for it. They could look amazing and beautiful, but it's different when it's put into action. It has to flow properly. It has to just run. We've got more armor coming in here on the right side. Another tank squadron. We have some more. Yeah, we haven't seen any Panzer 3s or 4s yet. We want to send in the lighter tanks first. No, not necessarily. Some people send in the very heaviest first, but we're getting a good estimate of what the French forces can offer in terms of resistance here. It's very stubborn. We still haven't gotten past the heavy tanks here in the center. The beasts, man. They're doing good work. Oh, I just heard that dive bomber. Oh. That... What is that, 500 kilogram bomb? That was massive. I wonder if the Stuka could even carry a 500 kilogram bomb without it being too heavy. That's insane. Probably. I wonder what the maximum is. What, 1,000? 1 kilo? That's a big bomb, but think about it. Holy shit, we got more of them. Oh, jeez. Okay, well that is pretty much the first area dealt with. Not entirely. There's even an AA gun back here. Let's have a look at the last line of defense here, the thickest part of the, or not the thickest part, but the most entrenched part of this Maginot line here. Look at this bunker complex. I love it when you take a bunker and kind of like cut it off in half so you can see into it. First of all, this makes it really easy for the AI to work properly. Some indoor pathfinding is never easy, but this makes it very easy, and it's very nice to look at too. Also with gameplay in mind, and I appreciate that. We got two, what is it, 150 mil, 120? We'll find out once the battle's over, but they're putting shells down range and far away as well, so that's really cool, providing good support. The assault on this side is still moving forward. Armor getting closer and closer. Panzer II providing some good support. Infantry trying to get closer here, using the trees as cover. But they're up against some pretty well entrenched machine guns here in the bunkers. This is so cool, man. Look at that. You can see the muzzle flash in those like dark areas there of the bunker. Oh! More armor is just rolling in everywhere, and some of the shells further back are starting to hit the field kind of heavy right now. Damn. Artillery everywhere. Holy. Well, the armor is getting closer. They definitely are. More tanks are rolling up, but I think we're starting to learn now why you don't attack the Maginot line head on, and why they didn't. Because this is actually quite insane, I gotta tell you. Oh. Some units are coming in from the flank here. Oh, we're looking at some Panzer 3s here. Panzer 4 too. So some heavier caliber weapons coming in. Oh! One of the soldiers on top, one of the mounted soldiers back, was hit by a shell directly, and he just turned into pieces. And that's something people describe during their war stories about people being hit by certain things like that tank and literally turning into pieces. And momentum, my friends. It's what it's all about. I mean, it comes down to momentum. It's not about firing a bullet. I mean, have you seen a person get hit by a Ferrari or like a Formula 1? You couldn't shoot a Formula 1 though. You'd need a very, very big gun, but it's about momentum, you know? Speed. Literally, if someone got hit by a mattress in like, I don't know, 2,000 meters a second, which is pretty fast, you'd probably die. It's like hitting water at a really, really high speed. It kills people, despite the fact that it's water. I think people have this idea that bullets are dangerous. Yes, they're dangerous because they get fired, but speed is truly dangerous. Speed. I just made our own personal enlightenment there. How's it going with the attack here? How are we doing, soldiers? God damn, artillery attacks are insane back here. This place is getting shelled now, but even by friendly artillery, because the bunker is more or less knocked out. That place just... Wait, someone's throwing a hand grenade. A levitating hand grenade. Fired in the air. Okay, kind of like a bouncing Betty. A very slowly bouncing Betty, though. I think this place is pretty much knocked out. I don't think any of these guns are functional anymore, as far as I'm concerned. We had a little lag there, but you'll see why soon. Oh, more dive bombers. Holy shit. On target. We have some SDKFZs coming in, supporting the infantry. If we can take this right flank, maybe, just maybe, we'll have a chance of overrunning the bunker up top. It's unlikely, but maybe there is just a way the German army could break the Maginot Line with severe casualties, insane casualties at the time, or not. And perhaps that's why they never attacked it. And again, I feel like they'd be concerned with early war casualties, you know? Numbers do count. Morale is key. We got a much faster moving Panzer III here. Oh, damn. You just killed your own friend. Running over a Panzer I. Treated like nothing. Treated like dirt. And a battalion of infantry is being put in now. A battalion. After sending in a whole battalion of tanks, you know, with the different squadrons and platoons and whatnot, you know. Of course, you don't have 30 tanks in a tank platoon just because you got 30 men in a platoon. What do you have? If I know and remember correctly, it's about 4 to 5 tanks. You have a command tank, and you got like 3 or 4 tanks, depending on it. And then you got a tank company is like 15 tanks or something like that, 16. Could be more. But yeah, that's what you're looking at. So they've sent in about a tank battalion-ish, I suppose. We've seen like 60 tanks come in here. So, lots of stuff going on here. I could be wrong about the numbers. I think it does range from faction to faction. We got some Germans trying to get past the machine guns here, and they're getting mowed down. There's no cover in the open, so they might just keep running. That guy had a rifle grenade. That's cool, and the guns closer here are shooting. Danger close. That's within 600 meters. So that's some danger close right there. Ho, ho, ho. Infantry all over the line are attacking now. Not sure what happened there. A shell ricocheted through the 2 tanks. Even on this side, German armor is being halted. Like, they've destroyed a few of these French heavy tanks, but the guns are holding them back. French artillery is landing everywhere. This is a massacre of German equipment and manpower. An absolute massacre. And a good lesson to why you do not attack the Maginot Line head on. The infantry here, barely hurt, a few casualties. But the Germans are too, look, they have an officer there directing fire as well. Artillery landing everywhere. This is a grim day for both nations. But I'd say this day was more appreciated by the French than the Germans. If appreciation is at all to be mentioned. Now, these 2 turrets here were pretty much more or less dive bombed. But Germany's still obsessed with them, and they're not really functioning. So I'm going to go ahead and do a minor minor adjustment of the fight that will prove a visual change, but it won't really impact the result. It'll just mean that all these Germans here will stop being so interested by these cannon things here, okay? Give me 1 second. There. I think the Germans can move on now. Now that they can focus on the greater picture. But the cannons are fascinating indeed. Or perhaps they enjoy the bunker for the cover. Wait a minute. No, I know what's wrong. There's 2 Frenchmen hiding down here. That's the problem all along. Here, I've got a special thing here. A special guest. Hold on. I think that'll do the trick. Yes, I'm sorry. A few of the... just a few Germans caught on fire too, but the greater good has been satisfied. They're gone. All right, the attack can continue. Holy crap! Look, we've got a quad MG bunker going on over here. Well entrenched, good cover. 4 machine guns, a few mobile machine guns on the side as well. Officers spotting, rifles being fired. It's just a good day to be French here. The Maginot Line. Look at that shit. It's cool. I mean, it's cool. I mean, this is a good idea. Double stacked bunkers like this, the sandbags. It's pretty. It's appealing. It's hot. It's hot. It's sexy. We're still taking artillery fire back here. Have they found liking to the other bunker now? Is there? Let me guess. Is there a French survivor down here? No, I don't think so. I think we're good on that part. What are those? What are those? You sound old. That's some old sounding treads. I mean, I don't know. What else is there to say? We're getting shelled here still. People are crawling around. There's smoke pillars all over the field. Mostly from German armor. We've got a tank duel here as well. A Char 1 versus a Panzer 3. And I think it's just had enough. The engine just shut off. Perhaps they've just turned off the engine. Some smoke is still coming out. Something happened. It's taking fire, and it's at a good angle to prevent penetration. Oh, there we go. Just said it. God damn. Some more infantry are making their way up here. I think they've kind of cleared out these bunkers. Yep, they've stuck their guns through the holes and shot them. But the attack it needs to be called off. The battalion of infantry has been sent in, but it will not penetrate the lines here. They're taking a lot of fire. It's just a hell. Living hell. Germany has lost a lot of assets here early on, and this is why they wouldn't attack the line, because it is simply a line that you do not attack head on. You attack it from the flank. You know, when French morale is kind of shattering under the pressure of, hey, we're flanked. And hey, our defenses don't point this way, you know? Of course, there was 360-degree bunkers at areas and whatnot, but a line is meant to be so strong facing one direction and so powerful facing one direction that you need it to be fully secured on its flanks, you know? Like an impenetrable wall, not a fortress. Okay. What are we doing around here? Well, let's take a look at casualties. Why not? French casualties in yellow. German, sorry, the Russians, I'm thinking red. German casualties in red, minus all the tanks. So, some have gotten stuck, but at this time, they won't make a big difference. Tank casualties, we're looking at least 40, 35, 40 tanks in under half an hour. Make that maybe 41. Jeez. Infantry, battalion, I mean, I don't know, 300, 400 men. Crazy. Not a full battalion, but No, nothing's ever full during wartime unless the first couple of weeks and months and perhaps years, depending on what kind of unit you were and how many reserves were given. And many times they'd hand out reserves. Yes, you'd be placed into companies and whatnot. But if the unit was really far in, maybe the reserves wouldn't go all the way to the front. You know, sometimes they'd just form a new regiment or form a new division and do it that way. So some units were always working on low manpower. Depends on the situation. Of course, it depends on the faction and the command of that faction. But French positions back here looking pretty good. We've got multiple guns here on the side area that are just shelling. It looks fucking... Sorry, language, but... Wait. I have to go in for a sneaky screenshot. Come on, give it to me. Oh, yes. I think I got it the very second it fired. And I did it preemptively. Oh, yes. Oh, do it again. More. Oh, so cool. Look at that field of view. Oh. We'll do one more. This might be a thumbnail. Wait, I want the back gun shooting. Look at the little short. The chode cannon in the rear. Come on. My friend used to call some tanks chode cans. I'm like, cans? God damn it, chode cannon. Tanks. God damn it, English. Like the Stugs and stuff. Some of the short barrel Stugs. Yeah. Sturmtiger is a master chode cannon tank. Okay. Are we gonna fire again, gentlemen? No, let's not. I've had enough. Too much, and it gets abusive. Look at that distance. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Thank you once again, Avix, for the map, and I'll see you guys soon again. Ciao.